but not audible. Huge disadvantage for an offensive-minded team. So if the home team, with all the advantages, after 12 or 13 possessions, doesn't win the game, I'm not really interested in your sob story. I'm not going to tiger-proof football, Patriot haters. New England's smarter, won again. Sorry, New England's the team that always defers the kickoff, right? But in overtime, they take it because they know what overtime is going in. D. Ford lined up offsides. Is that overtime's fault? Patrick Mahomes had the ball for 8 minutes in regulation. Is that overtime's fault? The Patriots had 36 first downs. Is that overtime's fault? Complaining about overtime rules is like complaining about you don't have enough for retirement. Maybe you should not have a second sports car, Chief. Maybe you should have a 401k and a SEP IRA. The overtime rule is very simple. It's always been created with one thing in mind. Get this puppy over with fast. It is created to be urgent and final. Coin flip, make a stop, get it back, go. Everybody's outraged this morning. But what you're really outraged about is New England won. If you can't even get marginal pressure at home on Tom Brady, sorry. Money exposes the truth about people, and overtime exposes the truth about teams. And the Chiefs are horrific defensively and did not deserve a game against the Rams in Atlanta. By the way, for the best tasting, high quality meat and fish at an unbeatable price, go to butcherbox.com/herd. They have salmon. I ate it Sunday night. That's what we had for dinner at our house. ButcherBox salmon. So good. That's such a good, smart company. Butcherbox.com/HERD. Ribeyes. I'll be cooking those off in a couple of days. We had salmon. And it's incredible how fresh it is. It's a good idea for a company. And now they sponsor us. Peter King is going to be showing up in about 15 minutes. I've said before when it comes to the media, people talk about the media having a bias. I don't worry about the fans having a bias. Fan is short for fanatic. I don't hold the fans to the same level that I do the media. Fans are crazy. That's what makes sports great. The crazier the fans, the goofier the fans, the more delusional the fans, the more myopic the fans. That's what they have in Europe with soccer. That's what they have in America with football. That's what they have in Canada with hockey. That's what makes sports great. We don't ask you, the fans, to be above bias and agendas. We get it. You are. But the media in my life has gotten more agenda-driven. Used to be you had newspapers, veteran reporters. Now you got bloggers. Half of them are just fans. I mean, you can't even, honestly, half the people who are in the media today, you couldn't give a press credential to a legitimate event. And what I've noticed is the bias, I'm going to say this, against New England. America's most popular sport is the NFL. It's not even close. It's not even close. So more people are emotionally vested with football than ever. And now you have legalized gambling in America, sports gambling. So now people are financially invested in games, just going to get worse. But here's a story that is getting no coverage. And it would get massive coverage if it happened in Foxborough. Tom Brady against Kansas City, throughout the game, there was a laser. These are illegal if you did this to a pilot. It's a federal crime. He had these lasers being pointed at his face during the game. There's multiple videos. Now, it's not the end of the world, but can you imagine the media coverage if this happened to Patrick Mahomes in Foxborough? It would lead every network. It is literally not being covered. It is a non-story except our show. Nobody's talking about this. Proving once again the agenda and bias against New England. They have created such resentment because they have the best coach, they have the best quarterback. I mean, ask yourself when you watch Kansas City.
Let's hold on. The Patriots have their short list of
so let's
incidents.
go. I'm glad you bring up Deflategate, which, by the way, with Blake Bortles or Ryan Tannehill would be a one-day story.
And the other thing?
Yes, they taped practice, which everybody does, but they came out.
But they got caught.
Well, every team tapes the other team during games. The Patriots went, why can't we tape the sidelines and match it with the plays, which you're not allowed to do, although it wasn't written down that it was illegal. But the league said, we don't like that you're doing it because they were one step ahead. Deflategate, it should be noted, the Patriots have been better, and Brady's been better post-Deflategate. So it became a 2-year, and at the end it sounded like a witch hunt. Blake Bortles, that's a one-day story. Kirk Cousins, it's a one-day story. Ryan Tannehill, it's a one-day story. Teddy Bridgewater, it's non-story. So every Patriot story starts from an unhealthy place. They're guilty. New England's guilty. This story, if it was in Foxborough, and that was Patrick Mahomes, it would lead every single blog, newspaper, sports network. Nobody's talking about it. Now, I don't think it's the end of the world, and I don't blame the Kansas City Chiefs because it's just some random idiot person. I'm not blaming anybody here. It's just somebody with really, really, really bad judgment. But if it was reversed, it proves a point, is that every story with New England now comes, the starting point is they're guilty.
You're 100% right. If this was the Patriots, it would be Lasergate.
It would be Lasergate. It would have gate.
It would be Lasergate. It was Spygate, Deflategate, and this would be Lasergate.
So we're getting to a point now that their superiority has created an agenda, a bias, and a resentment that's not even healthy anymore. That's not even fair. Again, when Deflategate came out, I was very critical of New England. And then I started noticing Brady was better post-Deflategate. New England's dynasty's been stronger post-Deflategate. It had zero to do with anything, but lasted 2 years. So it is interesting. The media's bias, by the way, is not just in what they say. It's in what they cover. The media decides every day what story to cover. They suppress stories that make their side look bad. They elevate stories that make their opinion seem more valid. This would be a huge story if you reverse quarterbacks and reverse locations. Joy Taylor with the news.
No. Turn on the news. This is the Herd Line News.